Welcome back to another episode of Daily Neville. I am your host, Josiah Brandt. Daily Neville is all about breaking down the teachings of Neville Goddard, making them easy to understand, easy to digest, easy to apply in 20 minutes or less. I designed Daily Neville to be your daily dose of high vibe consciousness nutrition, coming back every single day to these powerful, uplifting, and inspiring ideas. So if you haven't yet, tap that subscribe button so that you get notifications when the next video comes tomorrow. Today we are continuing with Neville's famous 1942 book, Freedom for All, a practical application of the Bible. And this, my friends, is a wonderful book, a very powerful book, a powerful revelation of the cherished and beloved stories of the Bible and how they convey mystic secrets, the secrets of creation itself, the secrets of reality itself, layered within the sacred scriptures that have been passed down over so many generations. In this episode, we're going to talk about the chapter 6 of this book titled Healing. And we're going to talk about the metaphysical principles of healing that are conveyed specifically through the stories of the Bible. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Chapter 6, Healing. The formula for the cure of leprosy, as revealed in the 14th chapter of Leviticus, is most illuminating when viewed through the eyes of a mystic. This formula can be prescribed as the positive cure of any disease in man's world, be it physical, mental, financial, social, moral, anything. It matters not about the nature of the disease or even its duration, for this formula can be successfully applied to any and all of them. Here is the formula, as it is recorded in the book of Leviticus. Then shall the priest command to take for him that is to be cleansed 2 birds alive and clean. And the priest shall command that one of the birds be killed. As for the living bird, he shall take it, and shall dip it in the blood of the bird that was killed. And he shall sprinkle upon him that is to be cleansed from the leprosy 7 times, and shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird loose into the open field, and he shall be clean. A literal application of this story, Neville writes, would be stupid and fruitless, while on the other hand, a psychological application of this formula is wise and fruitful. We're going to go ahead and start right there. One of the most mysterious books of the Bible, Leviticus, full of all types of rules and regulations. So many rules, so many of which seem to be steeped in some sort of strange superstition. And Neville is saying here, as I think we all can agree, if we're going to take these instructions of Leviticus literally go and find 2 birds, kill one, dip one in the blood of the other, sprinkle over someone 7 times, and then release it into the field, that is both stupid and fruitless, steeped in superstition, and it really has nothing to do with what is actually being conveyed through this rule. Now, if we take these words, if we take this story, if we take this instruction by the priest, and we apply it on a psychological level, and we look at the symbolism, and we look at the mystic revelation encoded within the story, within the instruction, that reveals a whole new layer, a whole new dimension to what is being explained or what is being transmitted through these sacred scriptures. So let's go ahead and see how Neville is going to help us decode this instruction of the priests from Leviticus. Neville writes, "A bird is a symbol of an idea. Every man who has a problem or who desires to express something other than that which he is now expressing can be said to have 2 birds. These 2 birds, or conceptions, can be defined as follows. The first bird is your present outpictured conception of yourself. It is the description you would give if you were asked to define yourself. Your physical condition, your income, your obligations, your nationality, your family, race, and so on. I'm going to go ahead and add a little subtext here. Basically, the first bird is your current identity, the layers of identity that you currently associate and identify with. Your sincere answer to these questions would necessarily be based solely upon the evidence of your senses and not upon any wishful thinking. This true conception of yourself, based entirely upon the evidence of your senses, defines the first bird. The second bird is defined by the answer you wish you might give to these questions of self-definition. In short, these two birds can be defined as that which you are conscious of being and that which you desire to be. So you have two birds. One of them represents the current identity that you identify with, primarily based upon the evidence of your senses, meaning I appear to be this, I appear to be here, I appear to be now, and this is what I can observe using my five senses. This is what appears to be true about me. That's bird number one. Bird number two is, well, if I could change any of this, if I could identify with some sort of ideal, what would I choose to be? What would I rather see other than what I'm currently experiencing with my senses? Is there something I would rather be experiencing with my senses? That's bird number two. Neville continues. Another definition of the two birds would be the first, your present problem, regardless of its nature, and the second, the solution to that problem. For example, if you were sick, good health would be the solution. If you were in debt, freedom from debt would be the solution. If you were hungry, food would be the solution. As you have noticed, the how, the manner of realizing the solution is not considered. Only the problem and the solution are considered. Every problem reveals its own solution. For sickness, it is health. For poverty, riches. For weakness, it is strength. For confinement, it is freedom. These two states, then, your problem and its solution, are the two birds that you bring to the priest. You are the priest who now performs the drama of the curing of the man of leprosy, you and your problem. You are the priest. And with this formula for the cure of leprosy, you now free yourself from the problem. This is quite an amazing and very exciting revelation of truth buried within this somewhat curious or perplexing instruction to the priests in the book of Leviticus. And what Neville is saying here is actually it has nothing to do with birds. Birds represent ideas. And encoded within this message is the truth that sets you free. And of course, that's the title of this book, Freedom for All, a practical application of the Bible. So it makes sense why we're talking about this particular story in Leviticus, because this particular story in Leviticus is transmitting to us truth that sets us free, that is practically applied, truth contained in the Bible that can be practically applied to the problems of our daily, everyday life. Here's the formula. You are the priest, and using this following formula, you can cure yourself of any problem. Neville writes, first, take one of your birds, your problem, and kill it by extracting the blood from it. Blood is man's consciousness, and I would add that blood also represents the life force energy. Man's consciousness, life force energy of human beings, blood. He hath made of one blood all nations of men, to dwell on all the face of the earth. Your consciousness is the one and only reality, which animates and makes real that which you are conscious of being. So, turning your attention away from the problem is equivalent to extracting the blood from the bird. I've heard it said that consciousness is really, in truth, the only and therefore most valuable currency we have. Consciousness and a derivative of our consciousness is our attention. So our attention could be also said to be the most valuable and, in truth, only currency that we have. Now, attention is also our life force energy. What I am paying attention to, I am blessing with my life force energy. Life force energy can also be equated to blood. So the blood of the bird, the life force energy associated with an idea that is a problem. So by extracting the blood of the bird, I am extracting my attention, the only and most valuable currency I have. I'm extracting my consciousness out from the problem. And as Neville has taught us over all of these episodes of Daily Neville, we remove our attention from the problem and we place it upon the feeling of the wish fulfilled, which is the solution. Neville writes, "Your consciousness is the one and only reality which animates and makes real that which you are conscious of being. So turning your attention away from the problem is equivalent to extracting the blood from the bird. Your consciousness is the one blood which makes all states living realities. By removing your attention from any given state, you have drained the lifeblood from that state. You kill or eliminate the first bird, which is your problem, by removing your attention from it. Into this blood, your consciousness, you dip the live bird, the solution, or that which heretofore you desired to be or possess. This you do by feeling yourself to be the desirable state now. So you're taking your attention, your life force energy out of the problem, and you are dipping the ideal, the solution to your problem, that which you desire, into your life force energy, the blood of your life force energy. Again, this is the recipe, the formula communicated in the sacred scriptures through this very interesting statement in the passage of Leviticus. Neville continues, "This dipping of the live bird into the blood of the bird that was killed is similar to the blessing of Jacob by his blind father Isaac. As you recall, blind Isaac could not see his objective world, his son Esau. You too are blind to your problem, the first bird, for you have removed your attention from it, and therefore you do not see it. Your attention, blood, is now placed upon the second bird, the subjective state, that which you desire to be true, and you feel and sense, using your life force energy, the reality of it. 7 times you are told to sprinkle the one to be cleansed. This means you must dwell within this new conception of yourself until you mentally enter the 7th day, the Sabbath, until the mind is stilled or fixed in the belief that you are actually expressing and possessing that which you desire to be or to possess. At the 7th sprinkle, you are instructed to loose the living bird and pronounce the man clean. As you fully impress upon yourself the fact that you are now that which you desire to be, you have symbolically sprinkled yourself 7 times. Then you are as free as the bird that is loosed. And like the bird in flight, which must in a little while return to the earth, so must your subjective impression or claim in a little while embody itself in your world." This story and all the other stories of the Bible are psychological plays dramatized within the consciousness of man. You are the high priest. You are the leper. You are the birds. Your consciousness, or I am, is the high priest. You, the man with the problem, are the leper. The problem, your present concept of yourself, is the bird that is killed. The solution of the problem, what you desire to be, is the living bird that is freed. you reenact this great drama within yourself by turning your attention away from your problem and placing it upon that which you desire to express. You impress upon yourself the fact that you are that which you desire to be until your mind is stilled in the belief that it is so. Living in this fixed attitude of mind, living in the consciousness that you are now that which you formerly desired to be, is the bird in flight, unfettered by the limitations of the past and moving toward the embodiment of your desire. What an amazing revelation and passage from this incredible book, the 1942 Freedom for All, a practical application of the Bible. Really so very revealing. And when you really start to listen to these episodes and you really start to go into Neville's work, particularly in his interpretations of the Bible, you start to realize that the Bible is the same story told over and over and over again, clothed in different characters, clothed in different scenes or scenarios, different dramas, different scripts, but it's the same story told over and over again. And the story is, of course, the truth that sets us free, because these mystic authors of the Bible, so many generations ago, they desired that this truth live on. They desired that this truth be passed down to posterity. And so they preserved it in the sacred scriptures of the Bible. And it has been cherished and beloved for so many countless generations because it is the living Word of God. It is the clue, it is the key to this reality, to reality itself, the very fabric of reality. The key to that is revealed within these sacred scriptures. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Daily Neville. In the next, we're going to discuss the next chapter of this book, Desire, the Word of God. Until then, imagine wisely, my friends, and I will see you in the next.